Hi everyone, I'm Safa and I'm here to talk a little bit about distant healing, energy work, specifically in the context of working with trauma. And a lot of the courses and training that I've seen are not explicitly focused on the energetics of trauma. So they are looking at trauma work from a psychological and a somatic perspective, and then using some principles of energy medicine to support the work. What I'm looking to do is offer a very in-depth and specific training that is more explicitly working with trauma structures at an energetic level. So it's very much about working with the unseen, but the felt. Now, working in that quantum space or quantum field is very powerful because it actually is almost like root cause and prevention at the same time. So what you're doing is essentially accessing consciousness structures that are affecting the fluidic body and that are imprinting the fluidic body. So you can go much deeper into root cause trauma and healing, and not just that, but also accessing helping the client to access a higher state of consciousness. And trauma work inherently is existential. If the client is not fundamentally changing at an identity level, it's recovery rather than healing, right? So the work I do is existential level work through the realm of energy medicine. I do work with the psychology, the psyche, belief systems, etc., with the emotional realm, with the somatic realm, the visceral work, structural work. I always start off my sessions, my programs, doing a lot of that kind of base work, right? But when you start going into deeper aspects of, say, pre-personal work, such as conception trauma, in utero trauma, when you start doing rebirthing work, when you start working with the ancestral field, and also when you're supporting your clients to embody higher states of consciousness, which are not personal, inherently having access to specific ways of working with the energetic systems that are in place and creating and supporting your client to create new consciousness structures. This is the work that I do and the work that I'm now bringing into a teaching format. So if you are interested in learning more about how to work with trauma, specifically using energy medicine techniques, I'm running a 6-week immersion, and it's going to be very, very intense and in depth. It's an experiential journey. So whilst I will be providing you with theory, it's a way for you to actually experience the theory firsthand, right? It's what I call an alchemical lab environment, which means structures and scenarios and conditions can be created in the quantum field, and you can be trained within that field and watch yourself develop energetically and be guided energetically rather than cognitively. Yeah, this is a very, very deep way of working and a very deep way of teaching that is very rarely, if not ever, available. It's usually done through a mentor-mentee relationship. I'm now offering this as a group space along with that, with one-to-one guidance specific to your practice, right? Now, I'm going to be showing you guys and talking you through and making you live it, because that's the important thing, complex trauma cases, right? I'm talking about where trauma is very, very buried and difficult to access, or there's a lot of resistance to go there within the client, and emotional feeling and somatic release is not readily available and doesn't come easily, right? How can you still support your client to do that work and to support their structure to release all of this heaviness and this trauma without them actually going through the process of emotional release. Well, it is actually possible, right? I'm going to be taking you through the client landscape, like at what does it look like at different levels of and stages of development and different states of consciousness that your client is in. What does energy work look like? Yeah, energy medicine is not a blanket all term. If you do this, then that. Yeah, it's very, very specific and can be, in some cases, hugely transformational, where clients, for example, haven't been able to get the depth of healing or resolution from any other type of therapy. And it can also be inappropriate, right, for certain clients at certain points in their journey, or irrelevant, right? So we as practitioners inherently need to know who we're working with, why we're working with them, what value we are offering, right? I don't talk about treatment. I don't do treatments, right? I do transformations. Anybody can offer a treatment, but transformation requires you to be in relation to the client at a very deep level, and for there to be some sort of anchoring in what the actual end goal is. And this end goal is an existential shift in identity, right? The way that I work and the way that I'll be showing you what energy medicine can do is at an existential level, right? So this isn't about healing injuries, right? Or doing small incremental improvements. The way I work with energy medicine is quantum leaps in consciousness. As I say, this is not going to be for everyone. To enroll in this course, you need to be very grounded within your own system and deeply committed to trauma work, not just within yourself, but also deeply committed to the evolution of trauma work for your clients and for your practice. I also am very interested to bring you into this if you are wanting to develop a unique signature style, i.e. your unique presence in the field is a felt experience. And if you are ready to start evolving your unique essence energetically, and for that to reflect in your branding and in your business and in your transformations with your clients, then I want to hear from you. If you are if you've got lots of specific questions about working with energy, and you're not really too sure, you know you can feel, but you're not really too sure what you're feeling at any one point in time, it's not crystal clear for you, but you know you have a capacity and a depth there, and you're willing to go in at an experiential level, right? Because that's what this course is about. You will be learning how to do things through your own system and other people's systems, right? If you're willing to do that, then get in touch with me. You can book in for this program on my website, which is kamiahealing.co.uk. If you click on lab, there's 2 courses there that I'm running. The second one is not actually a course, it's a spiritual initiation, and that is for very advanced practitioners. And that's going to be later on in the year, but I have a offer that's now available and it's filling up quite quickly. So if you are interested to join, please contact me via my website and let me know a little bit about, or you can comment below on this video and let me know a little bit about your practice and what you're specifically looking to grow and develop, and be specific, right? The first mentoring program that I ran last year, that was awesome, but that was also quite basic, right? So we had a lot of people that came in and said, okay, I just want to learn how to feel confident in my distant healing skills, right? So, or I want to, learn how to work with organs using distant healing, or I want to improve my dialogical skills. Now, I'm going to ask you guys to get much more specific, right? Those are very basic arenas. And this program, Energetics of Trauma, is really, really specific. So I'm looking for practicing therapists who have energy work as part of their offering and who are working with trauma, and if you are, for example, you want to develop a skill set in a particular area, like working with addiction, for example, or multiple addictions, working with cancer, right? Working with mothers and families, or mothers and babies, for example. If you want to work, for example, specifically with ancestral trauma, like what is your specific niche, right? I can also support you to develop the energetic skills to build that niche, not just on a one-to-one client therapist basis, but also for you in your practice. So this is a transformational journey. It's 6 weeks. It's very intense. You will be able to take it in your own time, and you will be doing a lot of practice work. You will be observed while you're doing that practice work, and you'll be getting feedback live. Yeah. So if this is speaking to you, then get in touch, because this program is going to fill up, and I'm only going to run it once this year, right? These are the skills that will leave you in no doubt about what you're capable of doing. It leaves you as a deeper, more present practitioner. Your treatments go from being treatments to being transformations. That allows you to build your skill set, deepen your connection with your work, with your practice, and grow your business as well. When clients are getting transformations, right, they talk about you. Yeah, that's how I've managed to grow so quickly, because I don't tinker around. Yeah, I'm very, very focused, specific about radical change, inner change, and what that looks like, and who I do and don't work with. So if you are feeling the fire of this already, right, because it is fire, I'm not gonna lie, those of you that have worked with me and that have been in some of the containers in the sacred spaces that I hold will know it's fire, it's rebirth, right? So if you're ready to rebirth your practice and your work as a trauma therapist, this is for you. So comment below if you want to join, visit my website. If you've got questions, get in touch. Until the 1st of March, I have an early bird offer. The value of this training is over £7,000. You cannot also, it's way more than that, because you cannot get this depth of content and this mechanism of teaching and this field anywhere else. Guarantee you, right? Guarantee you will not find this content taught by any other teacher, any other school, available in any book. I am not rehashing content. Yeah, this is very, very deep, sacred territory and sacred energetic knowledge that I'm sharing with you, that I have gone through an immense amount of spiritual initiation work and inner work to be able to not just do consistently, but now teach. So that's my guarantee. You will be changed, you will be elevated, you will be challenged, you will be set on fire, right? And that's the passion. If you are a therapist working with energy medicine that has a very deep passion for this work, then this is going to already be speaking to you. Yeah. If you're there and you're like, okay, well, now I'm kind of cool where I am, I'm kind of happy where I am, like things are comfortable, not interested, right? We don't do comfortable here. We do rapid evolution. And consciousness is a constantly evolving, growing arena for you, right? You are a constantly growing and expanding, deepening consciousness structure. So for me, there's no end. I don't slow down. I don't get comfortable. If you're listening to this and you're like, okay, that's what I want some of that. That's going to ignite me. Then come along. I'm building an amazing group of practitioners who are going to be of the similar level and abilities, yeah, so that there isn't any going to be too much mismatch in the field. But you will get group work, you will get experience doing very in-depth experiments, and you will also get a lot of detailed feedback about your personal practice. So if you're ready, jump in. And yeah, I hope that you're all well and keeping well in these unprecedented times. Here in London, where I live, we're having a extended lockdown, and you know, it really is a time where there is a lot of trauma around and a lot of clients seeking support in many different ways and increasingly open to alternative avenues. So I've increasingly been getting clients that have got no knowledge about energy medicine, and they really need work that transforms them and that works, right? Because they're looking for results. Everyone is looking for results, but the more skeptical your client is, right? And I love clients that are skeptical. The more skeptical they are, the more immediate your work needs to be, right? The more clear you need to be in the field about what you're doing at any one point in time, what you're working with, what you're holding, how you're holding it, what you're noticing. Yeah. So all of this I'm going to make really, really super clear. You are going to change. Yeah. You got to be ready for that. You got to be up for that. So if you're listening, dive in. Let me know if you've got any questions. Comment in the video in the chat below. I'll do my best to get back to you. And yeah, take good care of yourselves. Take good care of your clients.